My guest today is Elizabeth Bernhard. How you doing, Elizabeth?
I'm doing great, Johnny. Thanks for having me on your show.
Absolutely. And you are part of the Manufacturing Growth Alliance, or as I'm sure you guys use the abbreviation, the MGA. Uh,
Yes,
so tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do at the MGA.
absolutely. Well, first, so MGA, Manufacturing Growth Alliance, we are part of Connexus Group. And I would imagine that you and many of your listeners have heard of Connexus Group and are familiar with Connexus Group, but probably have less familiarity with MGA, one
Sure.
of Connexus's subsidiaries. So I have the pleasure of leading the MGA, one of the subsidiaries, as the executive director. And MGA is a statewide organization that is dedicated to the unique needs of Michigan's small to mid-sized manufacturers. So we are here to help make Michigan one of the most competitive places for manufacturing in the nation. And so we provide education, advocacy, and services to manufacturers to really have them grow and prosper.
And we have a ton of different manufacturing of all kinds, like you said, large and small, here in our communities, not only here in Southwest Michigan, but of course across the state that work together, doing things all the time. So, what's a typical day like for you? What are some of the things that you work with, and companies that you work with? What sort of things do you help them do?
Great question. So a typical day, well, there is not really a typical day, but I'll try. I'll do my best. So given that we're a statewide organization serving small to mid-sized manufacturers, I will typically have several meetings with manufacturers to talk to them, hear what their challenges are, what they're facing with, what are the opportunities that they have. I might be in a roundtable with 8 CEOs where we're in a roundtable and they are talking about what keeps them up at night. What are they working on? What questions do they have for each other? Or I might be helping a manufacturer in the UP get a grant so that they can actually buy a 3D printer to take their company to the next level. Or I might be hosting an event in Detroit to bring manufacturers to learn about our organization and the services that we have for them.
Yeah, certainly a big part is the keeping up at night. That is obviously a big thing, and
Yeah.
a lot of that could be anything from personnel to efficiency. There's so much going on and so much timelines and things to hit for people, and something as simple as, well, let's look at how we can upgrade equipment, look at automation, look at the different new technologies that are coming out every single day, how those might help
Yeah.
these manufacturers.
Yes, absolutely. And because our manufacturers are facing a crisis, and not just manufacturers and not just in Michigan, but all industries are facing a crisis when it comes to talent.
Mhm.
And so many companies are able to solve some initial talent challenges actually through automation, where they can take their current employees who might be engaged in jobs that might be repetitive,
Mhm.
monotonous, maybe even with a little bit of danger in them. They're able to automate the process, maybe through robotics or cobotics, and then they're able to take their employees and upskill them, moving them into jobs that actually are more compelling, more engaging, and that tend to pay more money. So it's really a win-win for both the manufacturer and the employee to really think about what we call Industry 4.0 technology, which, or another way to say it, is the fourth industrial revolution, which is really transforming manufacturing as we know it. And so a key part that we work with manufacturers on around the state is implementing Industry 4.0 technology.
Okay, and so Industry 4.0, tell me a little bit more about that and how some of the things that you guys may be doing.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, as I mentioned, Industry 4.0 can be thought of as the fourth industrial revolution.
Yeah.
Revolution one, steam. Number two, electricity. Third, machinery and initial automation. That includes computers and internet. But we find ourselves, really since the 2010s, in this new age, this new fourth revolution. It's really the convergence of the cyber and the physical. So the digital with the physical. That's where you come in with data analytics, 3D printers, increased automation, manufacturing engaging robotics and cobotics, virtual reality, augmented reality, AI. So really working with manufacturers to understand where can they start? So
Hmm.
where should manufacturers start with Industry 4.0 through engaging with organizations like MGA, where we help them really dive into what are the challenges that they're facing that could be solved through the adoption of Industry 4.0 technology. And we're really blessed here in our state, Johnny, because our state has a vested interest in manufacturing and in Michigan remaining globally competitive. We all hear about what's happening with all the investments in the
Right.
EV industry, and similar investments are happening when it comes to serving the small to mid-sized manufacturer. So the MEDC, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, has a grant program that they started in 2021 that helps Michigan small manufacturers or small businesses gain access to funding so that they can buy technology so that they can remain current and competitive.
Yeah, and that's certainly important for those smaller businesses that
Yes.
look at the bottom line and say, "Oh, I don't know the way things are going. I don't know if we can make that investment into a large piece of new machinery that could help. Yes, in the long run, help them with everything. But making that initial investment and being able to do that may be a hard thing to do. But having that funding and that ability and those resources available to them." There may be some manufacturers that may be listening and say, "Oh, I didn't know that was available to me." So, of course, if somebody wants to be a part of this and learn more, are there specific requirements to know before employers can apply for funding like this?
Yeah, great question. So, yes, there are several things to know. So, first of all, your listeners today, for them to be eligible, they must be a manufacturer. That's first and foremost. But manufacturing also includes those in the food processing sector or the
Okay.
beverage industry, so that it applies to them. So, they must be a manufacturer. In addition, the project that they are applying for must take place at a Michigan manufacturing facility.
Okay.
They also must be a small business as defined by the Small Business Administration. And then two other critical pieces. In fact, this next one I'm going to mention actually is the very first step in the grant process if the companies meet those first three points.
Hmm.
And so the next point is that they need to receive some kind of a technology assessment for them to really understand what their problems are, but to also have a third party, a neutral party there to really help them identify which solutions make the most impact. And our preferred partner with this, or the partner we usually work with, is the statewide Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center. And the state has supported the MMTC in offering these free assessments to manufacturers. So any manufacturer can get it by making that request. So that's the fourth thing: receive that assessment or something else similar to it. And then the fifth one is they need to become a member of Automation Alley. It's a free membership, quick and easy to do. It will take about 2 minutes of their time, but by doing so, they gain access to a rich resource to support their manufacturing business.
Yeah, it seems like I'm sure a lot of people. It may seem like a lot, but like you said, it's an easy process. There's just a few things you probably, like you said, oh, that you qualify for all these different things. You may just need to take that extra step. And if I'm maybe a small manufacturer myself in Southwest Michigan, saying, "Hey, this sounds really cool. This sounds like something I need to do. Where can I learn more about Industry 4.0? And most importantly, how can I start the process and apply for stuff like this?"
Great. Well, a manufacturer can find everything they need to know on our website, which is mgalliance.org/industry40. And everything is there, including the requirements that I just mentioned, the links to directly request the free assessment from the MMTC, as well as the link to sign up quick and fast to become an essential member with Automation Alley.
Awesome. And we'll definitely put those links on our website,
Thank
as
you.
well as, of course, the MGA is doing some great stuff. Maybe if there's somebody listening, say, okay, I'm not qualified for this Industry 4.0 aspect, but maybe I want to just learn more about how MGA might, and some of the other services you guys have for small manufacturers, how they might help. We just go directly to your website?
Directly to our website, where they can find out information about what we do, that are services outside of Industry 4.0. For instance, we work with CEOs to gain a peer-to-peer network and talk to each other. Like I said, like I mentioned in the beginning, where they can talk about what's keeping them up at night and talk through what their peers are doing, as well as education on talent, how to find them, how to keep them. We even help them gain access to discounts on employee health insurance, get access to HR and legal hotlines, and really receive subject matter expertise to help them tackle their pressing pain points. And all of that information is available on our website.
And you help them sleep better at night.
I help them sleep better. It's a win-win.
Elizabeth, anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, so if a manufacturer goes to our website and they're not sure that they're a right fit, I am happy to come out, visit them personally, see what they're doing. I'll even we'll take some selfies, we'll put them on social media, and we'll promote manufacturing in Michigan together.
That's wonderful. And it's always cool to see some of these great manufacturers. And I'm always surprised of the things that are made here in Southwest Michigan. I'm always like, oh, I didn't know that was made here. That's so cool. And then to see how that stuff works, I'm always I nerd out with that stuff. I love that stuff. It's pretty cool.
I completely agree. That's one of the highlights of my job, is every day is different because manufacturing is so diverse.
That's wonderful. Again, mgalliance.org is where we go to check out more, right?
You got it.
Elizabeth, thank you so much for spending some time with me and talking about the Manufacturing Growth Alliance.
Thank you, Jonny.